Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of 10-Minute Trades. I got a request in my YouTube comments to look at this ticker, and it's ticker symbol SNOW, SNOW, for a company called Snowflake. And I don't know if they were serious or not, but there's literally only 15 days of trading data. How am I supposed to do technical analysis on this? But in case they are serious, let's just get right into it. It's a very pricey stock at $245. So, I don't know, but let's just see what works here. I can't draw any trends because there's only 2 weeks of trading data, actually 3 weeks of trading data. I can basically only draw areas of resistance and support. I mean, there's no real parallel channel or, like I said, any really sort of upward or downward trend that I can identify yet. There's no 21 or 50-day moving average because it hasn't even been publicly traded for 21 or 50 days. The first area of support identified was right here at about 217. That's because, not based on much data, but there's the bottom of this candle here and a few of these wicks here on September 17th, 18th, and 21st got pretty close to this level. So I think that's going to be a little bit of support there. Right here, probably resistance at 255 and some change. Again, the top of this candle, bottom of this candle, the top of this wick, and the bottom of this candle here, or I should say the top of this candle. So I think that's an area of resistance. Two more areas rapid fire. I think the closest area of support is right where we were in terms of the intraday lows today at about 240. You can see top of this candle here as well. Kind of the bottom of this wick, top of this wick, top of this candle, top of this wick. So that looks like it's an area of support. And then 227 is probably an area of support as well. You can see bottoms of a few candles here. So really, we closed the day at about 245. I think support right now is at 240 and resistance is at 255. And that's really all I have to say about it. We'll see if it holds up. But it's been less than 10 minutes. I have a few extra minutes in my video. So why don't we do an update on some of the other tickers that I did TA on before. So let's look at Micron, or the Honey Badger, which has been kind of doing whatever it wants to do. That's why I call it the Honey Badger. But we can see today we had a red day. The whole market was red because of a certain person tweeting certain words. But the interesting thing is that for the past 3 trading days, Micron has again decided to trade below both the 50, which is the pink line, and the orange line is the 21-day moving averages. And right now, this is kind of what I was scared about. These blue lines here represent a gap here. You can see from September 11th to the 14th, there was a gap that has to be filled. And it looks like right now is when we're filling that gap. We closed today at about 47 and some change. This gap goes all the way down to about 46, which we did hit pretty much 2 days ago. So I would pretty much consider this gap nearly filled, but I do think that we're going to be trading between about 46 and some change and 48 and some change for a little bit until we decide what we want to do. I am bearish right now short term because, like I said, we're below the 50 and the 21-day moving averages, and it looks like overall this trend is downward. If I wanted to draw a new trend line, I could draw something kind of like this. Or actually probably more like this, where I can incorporate the bottoms of a few candles here. So you can see we're overall trending downward now. We broke this upward trend line. So we'll have to wait and see what happens this coming week. But it does look like we're going to be trading a little bit lower, closer to the mid 40s. But that's just my opinion. Let's keep working here. Apple today released news about their new iPhone 12. So you would think Apple would have had a nice boost, but unfortunately it's sold off like the rest of the market. If I zoom in here, it looks like it bounced off and closed right at the 21-day moving average. So we'll see if that holds its support. I am looking for a little bit of a bounce because if I zoom out here, this area of resistance is at about 116. This area of support is probably going to be about 112, 113. So we'll see what happens with Apple this coming trading days. I am concerned that it looks like the trend, at least somewhat recently, was overall kind of down somewhere like this basically, but it looks like recently we're trending back up. We're setting higher lows, as we can see here, here to here, to here to here. So it seems like we are in more of a short-term kind of upward trend. That trend line is not accurate. I'm just showing the overall kind of direction, but it does look like we're in a little bit of an upward trend. So tomorrow and the days coming, I would expect a little bit of a bounce off this 21-day moving average, and also probably off this 50-day moving average, which is really close by. So I'm looking tomorrow and the next day for more of a green day in Apple. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But like I said, this area of resistance at 116 may hold. We'll have to see. Looks like the past really 3 trading days we've hit resistance there at 116, so we'll see if we can break above that. Keeping it moving, let's go to Penn National Gaming. So kind of as I suspected, I thought we'd have a little bit of a pullback, and right now we can see we closed today right on the 21-day moving average, and which is pretty much right at this trend level at about $68 and some change. So tomorrow, or in the short term, I'd expect a little bit of a bounce up and off these trend levels because there's probably a strong area of support there. However, if I zoom out here, you can see I drew this parallel channel here, and we've been trading above that parallel channel. So honestly, I would not be surprised if actually tomorrow we actually broke down below this area of trend in this 21-day moving average, because I think we've been a little bit overbought. I mean, if we look at this RSI curve the past few days, it's showing overbought. So honestly, I'll take that back. I do think we're going to pull back a little bit, trend closer to this trend line, trade more in this parallel channel, because as you can see, we've been trading relatively closely to this trend line for the past few months now, and right now we're a little bit far away from it. So I think we will have a little bit of a pullback the next couple of trading days. We'll have to wait and see on that. But let's keep it moving to DraftKings. So recently, actually about a day or two ago, DraftKings announced that they're releasing more shares. So they essentially diluted their shares. And as we can see, the market didn't really like that. The past 2 days had a red day. And the one thing is though, I drew this parallel channel. We did break and close a little bit below that parallel channel. You can see I drew this trend line here at about 55.60, and intraday our low was pretty much right there. So that tells me that this is acting as a fairly strong area of support. And again, this is also the area of the 23.6% Fibonacci level. So again, I think that's going to act as a pretty strong support. I would like to see, or I think we will see, a little bit of a bullish trend coming forward in the next day or two, because I think it's going to trade more back into this parallel channel unless we have some overall bad news in the market that causes the break out of this channel. If we do break out of the channel, have maybe 1 or 2 more red days in a row, and break below these areas of resistance at about $55, then I would be short to midterm bearish on DraftKings, because that's a lot of support that it broke through. One thing to note is that you can see it trades fairly closely to this orange line, which is the 21-day moving average. You can see it's always closely associated with it. We have been trading relatively far away from it in the past few weeks and month or so. So that also tells me that I wouldn't be shocked if we do pull a little bit closer to this 21-day MA, which is probably going to be in the low 50s these coming trading days. Have to wait and see. But let's do another update on Tesla as well. So a lot of technical analysis, a lot of price data, a lot of trend, but let's just see. We closed today, again, red day, at just under $420. We closed at about $414. You can see we closed pretty much right on this 21-day moving average, very close to it. This purple line is not really an area of support or resistance. This is basically a meme line at $420, because as you can see, the past few trading days, the memers are going to try and keep Tesla close to 420. If you believe in the meme, then it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a green day, because right now we're trading below 420. I'm going to assume 420.69 is the true meme price, but we'll have to wait and see. The one thing that tells me that we are short-term bullish, aside from the meme, is that we have support here at about 406, and that's held up. You can see we bounced off it on the intraday low. We closed just above it, just at and above the area of the 21-day MA at about 410, 411. So I would expect a green day tomorrow, maybe the next day as well. The area of resistance is about 435. So we have about a $20 wide window here for Tesla to run before it hits resistance. And you can see the past few trading days, we basically bounced off that area of resistance intraday. Yes, we did break above it on October 1st, but we could not confirm that. We immediately sold off the next day. So that does look like it's a pretty significant area of resistance. Again, back in mid-September, we tried to break above it, traded above it for a few days, but couldn't hold it. Tesla's all-time high right now is right here at about $500. So there's not a lot of price data between 435 and 500. So that's why if we do break 435, then really the sky's the limit right now up until 500, because that will be an all-time high again for Tesla. I think with a little bit of the tenuousness in the market recently, based on the stimulus rumors and passing, not passing, and tweets being tweeted, I think that in the short term, and I mean very short term, in like the next trading day or two, we will have a little bit of greenish price movement on Tesla, but I would keep a strong eye out for 435 before you decide to go a little bit long on Tesla up until 500, but that's just me. That's 10 minutes. Did a quick, very quick 10-minute technical analysis on Snow and gave you a quick update on a bunch of other tickers. Let me know in the YouTube comments below what tickers you want me to do technical analysis on next, preferably those that have been trading for more than 15 days. As always, if you have any questions or comments, or if you agree or disagree with my TA, leave me a comment below, or better yet, join our Discord server. And as always, happy trading.